Welcome back to another mini episode with Mystic Scales and Fae Tales Podcast. I'm your host, Jennifer.
And I'm Lee.
Yay! Welcome back to our podcast. So we are a fantasy romantasy. No.
Well,
we're a fantasy,
theory,
romance, and dystopian podcast. Great. We are continuing with the series we have started a while ago. So welcome back if you've been here before, and if not, first time, welcome. We do 2 mini episodes that are 30 minutes long every month, and 2 full lengths that are an hour long. And today we are continuing with our series, our mini episode, which is our Ali Hazelwood mini episode series, where we listen, read, devour all of Ali Hazelwood's books and then review them. We have started this since August of 2025, and now we are coming to a soon-to-be close. Today we are going to be doing one of her novellas. Then our next episode for the miniseries, we will do her last full-length novel, Problematic Summer Romance, and then we will end it out with her most recent novella, Bound. And then possibly in the future, we'll also do the other novellas that she is self-publishing with a bunch of other authors once we figure out how we can access
to get a hold of them. Yeah.
So that'll be the future. And obviously any publication she does going forward. Ali has not finished writing. She's not done writing. But we're just caught up to her most recent publication. She's done a lot since 2021, I think we said, or 2020. Yeah. She's done so many books since then. And we've even read them as they've come out. We read Mate together. So a lot is going on for her, and we're reviewing them as we go along. So it'll be an end for now, but not really, because once Ali comes out with more, we will be back again.
Right. And so, she has one book so far that's being made into a movie. So that is Love Hypothesis.
Yes.
We will definitely be watching that and reviewing that.
Yes.
And then there is rumor that there's at least one more that's been picked up, but it's all just speculation, so we do not know which book it might be. Mm-hmm. But we are very excited to hear more about it when the time comes.
And I am hoping and praying that Love Hypothesis is a theatrical release. I think it is, but I have to check, because I can't wait to go to the movie theaters with you. We will have so much fun. We will be sad. I will be so excited. Because, People on Vacation wasn't in theaters. So it's it'd be so great if we were all together, you know? So I really hope that Love Hypothesis has a theatrical release. You know what? If they have a theatrical release and they have had multiple red carpets, we're going to one. You know what? I'm getting my ass there some way or another.
There's got to be some kind of event that we can go to.
Exactly.
Or maybe we put it on ourselves. I don't know.
Very true. Very true.
But it's going to be a good time. That's probably our favorite one, or at least up at the top.
I think it's just the classic one, you know. I think after we're done too, we should review them all in order and say what our favorites are. But I think it's just because it was the first, it's the baby, it's the one that started it. So I think
set the precedent. And
but I think mine still is Not in Love. I love Not in Love.
I love that for you. I love that that's your journey. I think mine is Deep End. Yeah. So.
You know, so different things. It was funny because Lee told me when we first started this that Not in Love was her least favorite, and I was just like, it's my favorite.
But I will say, having talked about it, so we did do an episode 2 mini episodes ago, so about a month ago, where we talked about Not in Love, and I really enjoyed talking it through with you and kind of having a different perspective. And I also think reading Problematic Summer Romance, which is essentially a sequel, also
continuation,
changed some of my initial perspectives. So that's kind of why we do this, right?
Yeah, exactly.
So all good.
Today,
though,
what are we talking about?
So today we're talking about Two Can Play, which I find this a very interesting alley because it's one of those that was released only for audiobook to begin with.
Oh, actually only to Spotify, to be exact.
Okay. And I don't remember when it was. 2 years ago, a year ago, a year and a half ago.
Yeah, it wasn't that long ago.
But I do remember like when that happened, like that was a foreign concept to me. I was like, what do you mean only an audiobook? And it's a story about like video game, like gamers. And so I thought that was a very unique concept. But I was also very excited to be like, ooh, like this feels exclusive. Like I want to listen to this. But I also think it's interesting that I think it's this month she's releasing it as a book. So like as a publication, which I'm also like, I love that because we can buy it and we can have a trophy. So
I think that I was laughing because I know what the publisher's doing. So this was released in 2024, in late 2024, and yeah,
okay.
it was to Spotify only. And Ali's done that before. She's had her Amazon exclusives too.
Yeah, and she did it again. Yeah.
Yeah. And all authors have done that. I think that the publisher probably jumped at the opportunity because there's a gap in her publishing. So her publishing has been so consistent with a new book, a new book, a new book, and now we don't know when her next book is coming. So we just had Mate, so we have to keep going with something else. Mm-hmm. So for them would be publishing the novella into print. Okay. And then, so maybe eventually when they have more gap in her publishing, they'll go, oh, those other novellas that are only available in print or different separate audio, maybe they'll do a package audio eventually. Yeah. Like, they're going to do things like that. You're going to see small things like that because they have a gap and they want to keep the momentum going with their sales for Ali. But
it's it'll be interesting to see because they didn't do that for the Christmas collection, as far as I know.
And the one with Amazon?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was so short, though.
But this is short, too. It's only 4 hours.
Yeah, that's true. I don't know how long the other one was, though. That one was like 90 pages.
And then,
let's see, I can tell you right now.
Like Hot for Slayer, will they do that? Will they do Bound? Like, it'll be interesting to see.
Bound is like 7 hours, isn't it?
I do think it's longer, which I should prepare for. But
yeah, Two Can Play is not 208 pages, so it's much longer than the Amazon one.
Well,
it's like 100 pages more.
But that was a collection. I mean, like they didn't publish the collection.
That's true.
Which, like, honestly, I probably would have bought that because it was Christmas. But yeah, I like the art of Two Can Play, so I think
the cover.
It also just makes a great cover. So it's almost silly not to publish it. But hey, they got me.
They're publishing at $15.
I mean,
oh no, it's $11.
Oh, that's good. It would normally be like 20 if it was,
Oh no, it's 15. It's 15.
60 pages more.
That's expensive for $280. 280 pages. I'm annoyed. I hate this.
All right, well.
Wait, hold on. All right, Problematic Summer Romance was $20. You're right, and it's
probably at least $380.
Oh, you want to guess? Yeah. So your guess? $380.
My guess is $376 to be exact.
Ooh, 20 pages off. $397.
Okay, so. $4 more, you get 100 more pages.
Yeah, all right. Okay, fine. I think books are just so expensive now, but that's another conversation. Okay, so Two Can Play. Let's get into what this book is about, because we keep talking, because I think we both really enjoyed this novella. What have we not enjoyed? Anything Ali wrote. An enemies to lovers, spicy romance set in the world of video gaming. Viola Bowen has the chance of a lifetime. Design a video game based on her all-time favorite book series. The only problem? Her co-lead is Jesse effing Andrews, aka her arch nemesis. Jesse has made it abundantly clear over the years that he wants nothing to do with her, and Viola has no idea why. When their bosses insist on a winter retreat and the perfect team building exercise, Viola can't think of anything worse. Being freezing cold in a remote mountain lodge knowing Jesse is right next door? No thank you. But as the snow piles on, Viola discovers there's more to Jesse than she knew, and he builds in more ways than one.
Oh boy.
Oh boy.
Gotta say right off the bat, totally forgot their names. So, whoops.
I have to write down their names every time I read these books. And like my notes start with just like the basics. Like I'm like kind of recapping. I go, Viola is the girl. Ethan is friend. Mike is boss. Jesse is the boy. Like that's how I wrote this down. Like whenever I read these books, because it's like they blend. They blend. Like all of them blend. So I can probably tell you moments, but like I can't be like, oh yeah, what's their friend's name? I don't know.
But I did like her friend.
I did like her friend. We have two can play, so we're in a video game aspect. Did you ever watch the movie Free Guy?
You know, I haven't. That's with Ryan Reynolds, right?
Yeah, I really like that movie. It kind of reminded me of this.
Oh, okay.
It's actually, the plot is very different, but there is two people that fall in love that were making a game together, and I was just like, oh, Free Guy.
Interesting.
Two can play. But the plot is so different, so it's nowhere near the same as this. But yeah, so how do you know how to start this one? This one was like cool. Like it was like you got everything you needed in it and it was great.
Yeah.
But it's another novella that we're like, I wish it was a full length.
This one, it's like another cozy one, I think. But I feel like the star of the show was the book within the book.
Yes.
Like we loved what the game was based on. And I think I was describing it to my cousin, and she was like, wait, like, can I read this book? And I was like, no. It's not real.
Allie read it out, which is insane, because, like, can she write it now then?
Right? It's so, to me, it was, like, so heartbreaking and beautiful. Like, this idea of them, like, never being able to truly, like, be together in this magical world.
Yeah, to recap quickly just for listeners, like the book that the book that Viola is basing off of, she read it with her dad growing up, and then they stopped before the last book because her dad was like, oh, you know, you're a little young for it, like let's wait till you're a little older to get to the end to understand it more, which he was referring to the ending. And then she kind of forgets about it. She grows up. Her dad gets sick. He actually is starting to go blind, and he asks her to read to him. So she rereads the entire series with him, and she gets to the ending. And the ending is it was these two people that were traveling and all these adventures and magical lands, and ends up that the two characters in this fantasy book were actually always lovers in every life. But the curse that they're under is that one person remembers, the other person doesn't, and the moment that the other person finds out, then one of them dies, and they have to keep starting the cycle all over again. And they switch back and forth between who's the magical person. Each one, like one person magical, one person not magical, one person knows, one person the other knows. Like they kind of switch off on this endless cycle. So it's so deep and beautiful, and I was like, wow.
I know. I loved that so much. And just, like, the connection with her dad was great. The way you were describing it, I was thinking about, like, Princess Bride when the grandpa is, like, reading to him. I was like, it's very much that.
I also didn't realize the father was dead until, like, almost the end. Because she was like, she kept saying when he got sick. And then, like, I didn't realize that when they went to the wedding, like, when she had the flashback to the wedding of, like, she visited her cousin's wedding and what's his name? Jesse ended up being there. That like it was just the mom. Like in my head I was like, oh, her dad got sick and he went blind. That was what I thought. And then when Jesse and her have this conversation later about like what essentially like why they want to do this game, what the book means to them, and she talks about it, and like she's like, when he passed, I was like, oh my god, her dad died. I was like, whoa. I was like, I just thought he got sick. I thought he was still sick. Like, I didn't think it like ended. So I was like, oh wait, it gave her so much heart and want to do this game, and it made me want to play the game so badly. I was like, that's such a cool thing, and I really loved how, to keep going with the story, or connected back to the main story, I really loved how she felt, even though she was so connected to this, she was still struggling with translating what she felt from this book to this adaptation. And I feel like that's a great conversation that's been going on in the world right now about adapting things you love and how to like adapt them properly or say that their interpretation of it.
Sure.
I'm obviously leaning toward the whole discussion with Wuthering Heights and the Wuthering Heights movie. So
Quotes
that's something,
included.
quotes included. But I think it was great that she struggled. I love that Ali put that in, that she like struggled with it. Like she's like she thinks she and they even compliment her. They're like, the game you laid out, this sounds amazing. Like the levels sound great. Like what you're doing sounds great. All this. She's like, I know it sounds great, and she even says that she knows her work is good, but she's like something is missing. And then it's what Jesse suggests that puts it all together. And I was just like, see, this is why they needed to mesh and make this game together. It was true love. And so I was like, damn, I want to play this game. And I was like, I was so mad when the book ended. Like there was no episode because it's like a novella. I was like, I needed an epilogue of I just wanted to hear how the game worked out. Like that's all I cared about.
It's funny because like I'm not a gamer, so like I don't really know games like that. So I didn't really need that kind of connection. I thought like they were very cool. Like I think like making video games is a very cool career and like they have to have a lot of talent. But I just loved the story and I was like, I'm obsessed with it. And I love that they loved it so much too. And I love that she was so protective of it. And so like when she sees him like in the library or whatever and he's like reading it and she's kind of like, how dare you? Like, what attachment do you have? And it's like, no.
Like, no, he actually does care about this a lot. And
like,
so you.
You should want him to.
Yeah. I agree. So, kind of bringing it back to the beginning of this. So, we set it up with they are, they describe as enemies to lovers, but it's like,
I mean,
it's
yeah, because
kinda.
they're like, well, they're, what do you call that? When it's like competition between, I guess, rivals?
Kind of,
Between companies.
The way that they, like, even her boss Mike was like, "You're the like they asked Mike asked her to go in their car, like on the way to like go in Jesse's car because he's like, you're the one that feels like doesn't have any ties or connections to this other company. It feels like you don't have any bad beef. So for them to describe it as like arch enemies is like, well, nobody else sees that. Like it's just her, and she even like ends up saying that like it's just her like what she thinks of it, but because of what his actions have been, but he never saw them as arch enemies. So I was like, I don't really think they're enemies to lovers. It's her biggest competitor for sure, but you could tell that she's not like jealous of him or thinking that like he's inferior to her or she's inferior to him. So it was I think it's more a trope than enemies to lovers.
Yeah. Because like, doesn't she think that he thinks that she smells really bad or something?
She makes that joke of like, maybe I smell bad because he like looks away or something, which Ali's made that joke before. I clocked that.
Yeah. Because like at the wedding, it's the wedding, right? Where he has like a very like averse reaction to her.
Yes.
And it's like,
and that's why she thinks she smells.
Yeah. I thought that was a little extreme. I think I texted you that he's like kind of ridiculous, but
he is. So I enjoyed the miscommunication, the way that Ali wrote it in, because we know that's Ali's favorite thing to do in every book. And so, it just goes with that, Viola, she didn't remember fully the first time they met. Like, she remembers it, but she obviously, and that's true with every memory, like, you remember your part of it, you don't remember everything. And so she remembers, like, this interview she had that was terrible, and Jesse was there, and he was really great, and she vented, and she thought he was cute, but whatever. Then, like, as the stuff goes on, like, he, like, kind of never talks to her, and they have a very small world with this video game, and every convention, she's like, okay, he's not, like, he doesn't look me in the eyes, like, she's like, I don't know what I did to him, whatever, but she has, like, sex dreams about him, she's, like, really interested in him, but, like, he's clearly doesn't pay attention to her, so she's like, whatever. And then, the wedding happens where, like, her cousin and his college roommate are getting married. And they happened, and it wasn't even the wedding. It was an anniversary, like a wedding dinner or party or something.
Engagement or something, yeah.
Yeah, and then they went under mistletoe, and everyone was like, kiss, and he was like, no. And she was like, dang,
She's like,
okay,
okay.
he thinks I'm disgusting. And then after that is when she's like, okay, I'm gonna stop liking him, and now she's gonna try to hate him
Yeah.
and not like him, but like she
Girl.
still likes him. And then it's revealed that no, he tried to ask her out and she didn't realize it because she has such a bad she said she had a bad migraine that day, and we were just chatting, and then he was like, do you want to get coffee? And she's like, no, like I'm fine. But she thought he was talking about like the migraine and like the coffee, or to like help her, and like after this whole thing. So she just thought he was asking her to get coffee, not like asking her on a date. And then she went on this ramble about how she's treated in the industry, and how she had a coworker in another place that kept asking her out, and then wouldn't let up. And then when they saw her again, was like treating her badly or something. So he thought, oh, he can't interact with her because she rejected him, and she wanted to avoid her out of respect. And then she's like, no, I didn't even realize you were asking me out. And it was like, oh, that was cool. Like, that was a cute, like, he was being respectful. And then, like, she was like, didn't realize that was happening. And she was like, I didn't think you were being respectful. I thought you were being kind of rude.
Oh my God. Yeah, that one, it made you, like, squirmy, but, like, only the way a book or a movie can, you know?
Yeah.
You're just like, oh my God, girl.
You're like, oh, great. Okay, well, I'm glad you guys finally talked it through, and now you can kiss.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, how do we feel about them just spending the rest of their retreat locked together?
I think it was cute because, like, they clearly have had a crush on each other for all of these years. And I really love that she intertwined this whole thing of, like, he's noticed her this whole time, even though she thought he wasn't looking because he obviously was, like, avoiding her at all costs. He'd, like, remember what she wore. He'd remember the things she liked. And she was like, oh, he really paid attention to me. Like, he actually really likes me. And then she's like, yeah, I really like you. I like how off the bat he was like, I'm not going to just do this, like, casually. Like, I generally like you, and I've liked you for a long time, and it's something that, like, has been on my mind for so long. So, like, if we're doing this, we're doing this. And she's like, yeah, we're doing this. So I was like, okay, cool. I was like, I'm here for it. Did you not like that they got snowed in?
It was a little much for me. But at the same time, like, I could take it for, like, what it is as, like, again, this little novella that you just escape into. And I mean, who doesn't want someone to, like, hang with when it's snowy and awful outside, and you can talk about your mutual, like, favorite thing in the world, and then also be together. That's, what they call a fantasy. So
I think also if Ali had the chance to make this, like, a full-length novel, it wouldn't have been as rushed as that. And I think, like, the whole, like, being, like, in a place with the character, like, being stuck together, also, like, creates that bond, and you, like, don't want to leave it because you're like,
yeah,
just when you said this place is still, like, it's like a little fantasy, and you break that bubble, you go back to the real world. And so, like, if it was I think if this was a full length, she would have had that moment, and then they go back to real world, and then they try, and then they're gonna have their third act break up, and then, like, things like that, and keeps going. So it is interesting. I also thought, though, before that we had the hot tub scene. I thought that was going to be a bigger scene than it was, and it really wasn't. I was like, ooh, but maybe you're right. Maybe Ali does not like to do water scenes for sanitary reasons.
it's valid. Yeah, that definitely could have been something. Because, like, people always talk about hot tubs, right? And things were happening. Sometimes you just love when a man gets embarrassed,
She really put that up, and that was really funny. I actually really liked it, that it wasn't this confident man. It was this man that was like, I'm not going to be able to hold out for you. Like, I'm so embarrassed.
Yeah. It's kind of like, what's his name? Liam in Below Zero? One of the other novellas. That was just kind of, I think it is Liam.
Sure. And they all blend.
Like, Ian? Crap. But yeah, this sense of, like, boyishness, like, and innocence that is just, like, sweet. and kind of nice, where it's like, oh, this is like the guy you want to believe still exists in the real world. So, although the end of this is a little weird. Doesn't he like, what does he ask? He doesn't ask for her phone number. He like, I don't know.
Yeah, he doesn't ask for her phone. So, yeah, it was, I think it was Ali's way of being like, they're like, okay, we're going to skip everything. We're going to skip everything. Like, we're going to be spending all our time together anyway. So, like, let's just dive into this head first. Because they've liked each other for so long. But yeah, he doesn't, she asks for his number and he comes back and he gives her his address instead. And says like, I don't want to let you go. Like, we're going to hang out all the time. Like, basically being like, we're leaving the live, but like, whose house are we going to right now? We're gonna keep going with our weekend. And we're going to keep spending time together. So like, yeah, it is a lot, but like, it's kind of like the honeymoon stage thing.
Yeah. It's funny. It's kind of like opposite of what we hated in like People We Made on Vacation movie. Like when Alex was like, what do we do next? Like, but this was like not really a question. It was just like, we're together.
Doing this
like,
you're coming home with me.
Yeah.
You're coming home with me.
Yeah. I mean, it's not well, I was going to say it's not a super heavy story, but it kind of is. Mm-hmm. But the trajectory is not like hard to follow or anything, which is the point of a novella. But it was a good listen. Like, I think I listened on a bus ride. I think I was going to Boston, and it was just like a perfect, like, I'm just, looking out the window, listening to two people fall in love. Like, it's great.
And have fun. I really liked, the video game thing was so cool to me. And the friends that they had in this, so they had their two companies, and Jesse's boss was Otto, and I think the friend named was Amber, and they were all close because like they've very much said like this is their companies, but they spend so much time together, they're working together all the time. Like they're basically like friends and very close friends.
And Otto and Mike had a thing, right?
Yes, that's what I was getting to. Exactly. So Ali said this great, perfectly, where Otto and Mike have a thing that's been going on for years. It's kind of like another, like a mirror to what's been happening with Jesse and Viola, where they haven't actually gone through it, but it's been years, and the two of them have gone for years. And Viola thinks that Mike is just pining, and Otto doesn't really like care, and she's like leading him on. But then when she talks to Jesse, she finds out like, no, Otto like really, really loves Mike, and they just keep not talking, not coming together and communicating. And she even questions it. She's like, I don't understand why they don't just talk to each other. And it's like, this is so funny. That's like all Ali's books. Like Ali's like making fun of herself at this point. But it was really cute. They like mended in that when Jesse was talking about them, he was like, yeah, Otto. So Mike's parents are I don't know if he said Venezuelan or something, or Spanish, and so Otto's learning Spanish, and he has a tutor, and it's like this little young kid, and he keeps making fun of him, but he's tutoring him in Spanish. And I was like, oh my god, he's like in love with him. And he was like, yeah, when Otto gets drunk, he like shared a poem with me about like Mike's elbow or something, and I was just like, what? It's like, love that. But they also had this scene the first scene where she had to like take him when he was drunk, and because they got drunk playing a game together, but Amber doesn't take the shots anymore. It's like that's how she wins, but they don't know that. So then later on, Viola's like, I wonder if I should tell him that Amber's cheating. She's like, nah. No. She's like, if it's your dream, you're gonna achieve it. And I was like, stop.
Yeah, and then she had Ethan, which everyone kind of like always assumed that they were together, but they're just like the best of friends. And that's
why Jesse corners him. He's like, why are you cheating on Viola? And he's like, I'm not.
Oh my god.
Cringe.
A lot happened in this little cabin.
That's what I'm telling you. It should have been a full-length novel. There's so much.
I think this could be adapted to the screen. Like, this would be so fun.
This would be so cute. And you can add so much more. It'd be a great, like, movie or whatever. Yeah.
Yeah. I'd be so here for that. Especially getting to see, like, the game, like, in action. Because that they would do that. Like, they would... Ugh. That would be cool. I really loved the concept. Like, I thought this was very unique and definitely like science-y, quote unquote, because it's computer engineering.
The tech aspect.
But a little different for Ali, but in a very fun way.
Very fun.
And you can also see like I wonder like the fantasy book plot, like has she had that? Like, has she wanted to do that? And it's just like never been possible. And so she was like, you know what? I'll just like hint at it.
Yeah.
It's a very, have you ever read like Rainbow Rowell? She wrote Fangirl, which is like about a girl who writes like fan fiction. And
I know that book. I never read it though.
Yeah, it's essentially Harry and Draco fan fiction, but she can't say that obviously. But then those books became real books. Like Rainbow Rowell got to write the fan fiction books, which I just think is cute. Like they're just fun. So maybe this was Ali being like, hint, hint, nudge, nudge.
I'll write this next.
I want to try this.
Let's do it.
Or like maybe one of her friends could help her with it. That'd be fun too.
Where's that? We'll do it.
Yeah. So definitely liked this little like window into what could be.
I definitely had so much fun, and I would play along. I don't know, I was trying to make a pun, which you can play.
No, I think that would be cool. I think it's cool that like you being someone who loves video games and like loved this and would totally play, you know. So
I need more time for video games. That's my problem. I don't have time. Job well done, Ali. Yes, for sure. So thank you guys for listening to our recap and review of Two Can Play.
Giggle fest.
Yes, clearly we really like this novella. And yeah, I think this is like, I think this one of my favorite novellas that we've read of hers so far.
Yeah, I mean it's just fun.
Yeah,
and yeah, easy to digest, pretty much.
So this leaves us in a fun spot. We have 2 more Ali Hazelwood episodes left. We have Problematic Summer Romance, and then we're going to do Bound, her latest novella that's, we mentioned, not novella length. Probably going to be like a full-length novel. So we have that coming up. So stay tuned for those reviews, and as we end it, we'll go on to our next series for our mini episode series. And make sure to check out our full-length episodes and our full-length discussions as we talk about a lot of our fantasy and dystopian books. We are going over, we're in the Grishaverse right now with our book club. So that's the Six of Crows duology and Shadow and Bone trilogy. I'm going to say trilogy. Trilogy. So we are reviewing that in our book club actively and reading it with them. So join along us and our book club on the Fable app. You can just look up Faye Tales Podcast and you'll find this. It's the name of this podcast. And alongside that, we'll be reviewing some of the books we read along the way because, you know, the book club takes about a month to read the book. So obviously we have 2 long episodes every month. So one episode will be the book club book. The other one is like other series we're doing. We're in the Red Rising series right now, but we're also reading some other books along the way. So we'll be doing that. So make sure to follow along for that. You can get all of our updates if you follow us on TikTok and Instagram and also on YouTube. We're very slow with YouTube, but we're going to get around to it eventually.
Gives you plenty of time to catch up. It's fine.
It's fine.
Enjoy the episodes that are on there, you know.
Exactly. But yeah, thank you guys for joining this. Ali Hazelwood, we hope you're listening and loved it because we love you. Mm-hmm. And come chat with us. We hope you guys are reading a great book right now, and happy reading.
Happy reading.